Greetings, humans! Greetings and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran. Abbey in the woods, people, it's where bears live. And don't you know, 7 out of 8 TikTok women, they would agree and rather see a bear in the woods and a man in the woods. It is YouTube's #1 show by a bear. You're emotional support animal. I forgot my line. Gosh dang it. Cut. Let's retry that again. Oh, crap. We're live. Well, we'll go on. We'll continue. Hopefully nobody saw or heard that. Except for Amy, who says hi, bear. Hey, Amy. How are you? I hope you're doing well out there. Staying safe. We've got some crazy weather headed our way. So I hope whatever cave or abode you happen to be in, staying safe out there. It's definitely windy. You know, bear is literally covered. I'm glad that we finally got some rain coming through because bear has turned yellow. Literally yellow, people. I don't know if many of you know, but it's pollen season, people. So, holy cow, people. It is terrible out there. Looking forward to getting some rain, washing off all the yellow from bear's fur that he has here. Oh, my goodness. Is there a storm coming? Yes. Yeah, there's a big one going out kind of the Midwest area. So make sure you're tucked in and staying safe out there. You know, March, as they say, comes in like a lion and leaves like a lamb. Or comes in like a lamb and leaves like a lion. Something with lions, lambs, Ides of March. I don't know. It all just kind of comes together somehow. But yes, there's some stuff out there. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's pretty windy right here. And I don't mean the fast food place either. I mean the actual wind. It's windy, very windy. Amy says that's true. My car gets buried in pollen this time of year. Literally buried. She has to take a shovel out there and shovel off. Most people have to, if you live up north, you got to deal with the snow. Sometimes you got to shovel the snow out of the way and get your car started, dust it off and everything. Here, we don't have snow. Well, we did have snow about 2 months ago. But we don't normally have snow. But boy, oh boy, do we literally have to shovel the pollen off of our cars. It's completely useless to go take it to a car wash. You get it car washed, nice and clean, looking good. You take it to the parking lot and do a little bit of shopping, come back, it's yellow once again. So why bother? Why bother at all? Although Bear he doesn't know anything about automobiles and cars, for crying out loud. Great to have you here, Amy. As we get to it, another episode of Boy, Bear Was Right. I always loved those episodes, but we'll hold off on that. Just 1 second. Great stories coming up. But let's go ahead and check in, as we always do here. Some campaigns out here, including Gary Shipman, Titan Mouse and Bite, Volume 3, Miasma. Go check it out, people. Link is down in the description if you want to go check it out on it. Indiegogo. We've also got Cyberfrog 3. Came up a little bit. 800 in 3,000. So congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Let's see. And also, we've only got a couple days left, people. So if you do want to check it out, Eric Ninaltowski has got an art book out. So it definitely go check that out, people. But before you do that, listen up, because we've got some very, very, very important information from one Mike S. Miller out there. Oops, which, by the way, I need to do the thing with the thing. Mike, if you're listening, I'm going to do the thing with the thing here after Bear gets done here. Let's see. P Money is here. He says, hey, Amy and Bear, I'm going to another hockey game pretty soon. All right. Well, I hope your team wins. Unless they're Boston playing Tampa Bay. In which case, I hope they lose. I hope they lose quite handily. But other than that. Oh, I didn't know about Eric's book. Well, let me go back here. Go back here for 1 quick second. He's got a art book on Indiegogo. I don't know if I have it in the description or not. Let me 1 second here, Amy. Let me see if I can find it. Give Bear a second. Talk amongst your shelves for 1 moment. Let's see if I can find it here. I'm not seeing. Why is it not showing up? I don't know, Amy. I will have to find it after the show and leave a description or leave a link in the description. So bear with Bear there. Yes, Shane Davis, Gunship Thunder Punch, Joe Frankenstein. I know it's here. I know it's here somewhere. I just can't find it right off the bat here. No, it's a local team I'm working at, says P-Money. Well, we are glad you were here, even if it's just for a moment here. Let's see. You've probably seen cars around the neighborhood when you go pick up comics from the mailman. That's true. I know what a car is. I just don't drive one, Amy. If you ever see a bear driving a car, well, make sure that your insurance is fully up to date, number one. And number two, get the heck out of the way, man, because he's got a lead foot. And not very sure about the old brake either. So, it's just honk, honk, gas, gas. Honk, honk, gas, gas. Roll beer out here. All right, where the heck am I? 1 second here, people. Trying to get through the show, people. I am literally covered in pollen, so if beer's throat's a little bit off, that's why. That's why. All right. Amy is laughing at that. Fortunate, unfortunate update from one Mike S. Miller. Boy, oh boy, are we getting a lot of updates lately. I tell you, people, Bear is literally biting his tongue. Literally biting his tongue out here. Hi, LoneStar Squadron. LoneStar Squadron, ho! I am the bearer of bad news, says Mike. I could not make a quarter. Oh, poor guy. Even 25 cents. Oh, I could not make the first quarter, in case you didn't realize it yet. And it breaks his heart, people. But I've made a decision that will ultimately benefit you all. Refunds for everybody. No, I'm going to send every backer an original art sketch card by yours truly, 4L Freebo, people. With your books, no matter what you backed, unless it's something digital, you'll be getting an extra, as he claims, $100 value in the form of an original sketch card. Been trying to think of a way to make an apology for my lateness with something of actual value. And seeing how my time and talent are what I have to offer, this is what I've come up with. I'll probably live stream some of those being drawn. I'd like to see that. Go check them out, Blacklist Universe. You know where it's at, people. Again, I apologize for the tardiness, he says. I'm working on the following story. I thought it was just a 3. I thought it was 3 and done. I'm working on the following story, so you'd know I intend on fulfilling this before I try and sell anyone the next chapter. But this is my way of apologize in a way that means something rather than just empty words. Thanks for being patient. I'll update you when I have more information. He says thanks, and that's from Mike. Bear is bearer of comics news. That's right, Amy. I am the bearer of bad news, or good news, whatever the case happens to be. So thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Yes, hecka late. Old LoneStar. Gosh. 2.5, 3 years, something like that. It's been a minute. You know, that whole NFT craze kind of got in the way there, people. But now that the value is completely plummeted, we're back. We're back to comic books, people. Bearer of fashion news, which, by the way, so let's go ahead, just jump straight on into it here, Amy, since we still have P-Money here. Let me go ahead. Oops. Where am I? Do the thing with the thing. Let's go ahead. Get started with our daily fashion update, by the way. So let's go ahead. Bring you good people in here as well. P-Money, first up, we have once again, Taylor Swift out here in a red dress. Let's see who it's by. I'm kidding, people. I'm kidding. We are not doing a fashion show tonight. I just happen to have this one up here. So there you go. If you're a fan of Taylor Swift, you can enjoy some lovely photos out here. It's fine. We dated a while back. No big deal. She's dating some famous football player now. It doesn't matter to Bear. Doesn't matter to Bear at all. I was trying to get in with old Selena Gomez, but she's not single anymore. I heard Jessica, what's her name? Simpson is now single. And Jessica Alba as well. So there you go. 2 Jessicas. There you go. Amy likes the dress. Amy likes the dress. I'm just kidding, Amy. Just kidding. Apparently, P-Money is already dashed away, running and screaming from the faux fashion show that we're going to be doing here. So, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, get right on into it, because we have another edition of Bear, You're Right. You're right. Episode number 325 of Bear, You're Right. There you go. I'm not sure which song she wrote about you, says Amy. Well, it's the one that goes, let's see, how did it go? Bears, I'm in love with the bear, bear. But then I dropped him like a hot potato. Bears. Something along those lines. Not that Bear just made that up off the top of his head there. No, not at all. Not at all, people. All right, 1 second. Friggin' pollen. Pardon me here, people. Pollen is getting to Bear. Can't wait for the storms. Cannot wait for the storms. Neither can this guy with a knife. He's like, give me those storms to wipe off all this pollen out here that we have going on. Pardon me. Thank you for sticking with Bear. The nose is just running. The throat is just sore. We're going to power through it, people. Power through it. Amy wants Bear to continue with the song. But I don't know. I might get struck. Once again, copyright struck. Don't want to have that happen again. Unlike that one show that we can't talk about. Cannot talk about. All right, at deadline, people. Anthony D'Alessandro. People, have you heard of the movie Novocaine? And it's all right. Nobody else has. Leads the entire box office with $8 million on the opening weekend. Yay! Yay, they say. Thank God, they said, for Snow White next weekend. Who knew with a movie, with this movie's controversy, we'd be saying that? Exclamation question mark? However, the industry should be thankful. If, a pretty big if, Snow White pulls off the $50 million plus opening. It's a respectable bump for what is a barren desert of business right now. Current estimates show this weekend is in fact the lowest grossing at the domestic office, with only $52 million for the entire box office. So they're hoping that next weekend, one movie pulls in more money than the entire box office for this weekend. We'll see. A lower than Super Bowl weekend. How is that possible, they ask? In fact, Snow White could have moved up to this weekend. Instead, we have a weekend of what appears to be counter-programming with 5 wide entries. And no matter what their exits are here, it's hard to get people to go to movies when there isn't momentum to go. Yeah, you got to kind of have a good movie that people want to go see. They're not just going to show up just because you throw them some slop out there, for crying out loud. Hello, what was the Mickey 17? Yeah. Anyways, they go on Novocaine. Never heard about it. I don't know anything about it. Jack Quaid? Not so sure. Is that like Dennis Quaid's Nepo baby or something like that? I don't know. It is in number 1, people. So it knocked off. It knocked off Mickey 15. What was it? Mickey 17? Something like that. I don't know, people. But let's come back to the point, they says. 5 new movies are on the marquee. There isn't a pandemic, are you sure? Or a winter storm. Well, there's kind of a bad storm out there, but, they don't care about the people in the Midwest, so it doesn't really matter. There is a lot of pollen, though. To blame for the lack of traffic this weekend. Exhibition screams at studios for more product because they need it. But clearly it's a matter of, get this, people, I know it's shocking to you, but quality over quantity? Huh, no way. Better to have one big tentpole that a studio spent than a handful of films they didn't, which we'll get to here in just a second. This is really interesting, people. This is, a lot of people talk about wokeness, movie industry, all the different industries, but, wokeness out there. And promoting people, people of color, as they like to say, over, more talented people and other stuff. Well, there's a lot of white people, too, that get promoted that don't really deserve it, including some folks over at Warner Brothers who, I don't know, I guess they had a sale on lobotomies or something like that. They, a 2-for-1 deal or something like that because, boy, oh boy, there were some dumb decisions going on. Dumb decisions. Dumb. All right, blah, 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 blah. They had a movie called Black Flag. Here we go. Warner Brothers' Mickey 17 is second. Remember, it came in first last weekend. Is second, down 60%. $7.6 million. Running total of 33. Global $74 million. It just, the downside is it cost let's call it $119 million to make, plus all of the advertisement that goes along with it. Amy says she's grabbing some burgers. I'll get you a fish sandwich if you like, Bear. Please, just send it in through the USB port. Send it in through the old USB port. I'm sure that's how it works. That's how fax machines work, so it's got to work out somehow, right? All right. So Warner Brothers, they spent $118 million on that movie. And let's see, they spent a number of others as well. Let me bring it up here. Let's see, Minecraft, $150 million. Some movie called Sinners, almost $100 million. Mickey 18, $118 million. The F1 is a little bit off because it was a co-production with Apple there, but let's just call it $100 million. One battle after another? I don't know, $150 million. The Bride, exclamation point, $80 million. So they're spending a lot of money on these movies that at least the first one hasn't really done that well. All right, this is why lobotomies are going around at a cheap price over at Warner Brothers. Have you ever heard of Ketchup Entertainment? Not the one that you put on the burger, Amy, but it is a low-budget studio called Ketchup Entertainment. They got a hold of a movie from Warner Brothers called Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. It had $1 million on Friday and projected 3.1 over the weekend. Not bad. B+ cinema score, positive recommendations out there. Don't make the assumption, they say. And this is where the shelved Coyote versus Acme would wind up. That was the movie along with, Batgirl, that they canned. They had the entire movie made, ready to go. And they decided, for tax reasons, let's just go ahead and not release it and make a write-off. So they've already had one Looney Tunes movie that's disappeared. They took the second one and essentially sold it off to a very small entertainment company called Ketchup. Okay. Indie studio releasing a major studio film. Hence, marketing costs, people, are significantly lower than what Warner Brothers could pump out. The title was originally greenlit for Max, that's their streaming service, but with the Warner Brothers Discovery restructuring, it was sent to American film market instead to be sold. To sold, people! Looney Tunes! From Warner Brothers! What? Huh? Daffy Duck and Porky Pig Pick had its world premiere at Ansley Entertainment Animation Festival the last summer. Looney Tunes, and it goes into the diversity and all this other stuff. So, literally, Warner Brothers They had a Looney Tunes movie ready to go. All they needed to do is spend, I don't know, and I don't know how much it costs. Let's just say $10 million on it. Let's just say $10 million on it. They could have taken $10 million off of the Mickey 17 movie. And let's show you where it ended up. So Novocaine, number one, Paramount, $8.5 million. Not great, but it's number one. Mickey 17, number two, 7.6. What they're thinking over the 3-day. $33.3 million in 2 weeks. That's it, people. Plus overseas, it made a little bit more overseas. 3,807 theaters. They have another small film called Black Bag. I almost called it Black Flag. Black Bag did okay, $2.7 million. Captain America losing steam. Week 5, it's down. Let's see. Friday, $1.5 million. So Looney Tunes, distributed by Ketchup, as nobody's ever heard of. Almost $500,000 off on Friday, and let's see. Let's just call it $2 million off what they think is going to be the total from Captain America. I didn't even know they had a Looney Tune movie coming out. If they put out a little bit more promotion about Looney Tunes, that could have came in, 3, maybe number 2, possibly, maybe even number 1 for Warner. If Warner Brothers spent just a little bit less money on their, art house film Mickey 17, which they made for a bank, and instead just put a little bit more money into Looney Tunes, they might have made quite a bit of money off of it. But they didn't. They sold it to Ketchup. Ketchup Entertainment. I don't think of Ketchup as being entertaining, says Amy. You've never been in a food fight. Mustard now, she says. Mustard sounds funny. Well, I hope you're enjoying your burger. And it goes on. Last Supper, Paddington and Peru, The Monkey, Dogman, Last Breath, a couple others as well there. So, Warner Brothers. I don't know what the heck you people are doing over there, but it's still in the same amount of theaters. It's actually more, let's see, 500 more theaters-ish. The Novocaine, which nobody's heard of, and there's no real major, who is this? Who was the star here? Jack Quaid. I'm not sure is a Nepo baby or not, but you have Robert Pattinson, in a big budget film from an Oscar winner, and it loses to Jack Quaid and Novocaine that nobody's ever heard of. And then they had what I would say is probably a pretty strong movie, at least for the kids. They keep talking about Spring Break. Having a Looney Tunes movie out for Spring Break, that's probably not a bad idea, but they just need to know about it. So there you go. There is your weekend totals for all that. But people, the stories just keep getting worse for Warner Brothers. This is old bear I told you so territory out here. From Bounding into Comics, J.B. Augustine, a rumor, which probably true, we don't know, but let's just call it true. I don't care, what the hell. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, the Zaz, is so unhappy with the film chief. So here's how it goes. CEO, the Z-Man. Right below him is the studio heads. So what they have is a co-studio head situation here. Pamela Abby and Michael DeLuca. They're the ones that control all the stuff in Warner Brothers. Below that is DC Studios. So you got the Safran and also James Gunn in there as well. So the Superman movie and all the other stuff. God, I just thought of that. They had this. Where is it? The Looney Tunes movie. They had the Looney Tunes movie. And what did they do? They brought people off of the Looney Tunes movie to go work on Creature Commandos. You had a Looney Tunes movie for Warner Brothers that you're going to put out into theaters, and you took people off of that to go work on James Gunn's passion project. Congratulations. So unhappy with the film chiefs that DC Studios co-president, the Safran, might be promoted to head the entire movie division. Who he doesn't really have any, I was going to say talent, any experience out there with large, or he's basically a small budget horror movie producer, The Conjuring, some other stuff out there. And that's pretty much it. So make a low budget horror film that horror film aficionados like, and they go and see it, and it makes money. But he doesn't know anything about drama or comedy or anything else like that. It's his only lane. So now they're going to promote him without even having one film in the can from DC Studios. They're going to promote him. Like, all right, we got to get rid of Abdullah and DeLuca out there. We're going to promote the Safran. Like, really? You sure about that? You sure? A recent report they have from Bounding Into Comics from an industry veteran stated that everything hinges on Superman. If Superman goes down, it's bye-bye for Warner Brothers. They're going to go the way of Fox. They're going to be sold off to Disney or somebody else. That same source claimed that Warner Brothers Discovery chief, the Z-Man, is going to shake up WB's film division with a potential promotion that would affect the hierarchy of DC Studios. Good luck with that. I mean, James Gunn's directing films, so he doesn't really have a whole lot of time to do, the studio head stuff. Everybody says, he's the studio head. No, he's really working on one movie and has his hands in a couple other TV shows. That's about it. The source spoke to Puck News, which, by the way, hold on. 1 second here, people. Very important. Speaking of pucks, where are we at here? 3-1. All right, 3-1. Yes. The source spoke to Puck News. Sorry about that, people. It said that it's true that the Z-Man is salty, people, about the performance of Warner releases over the past years. Joker Fled was the last straw, and he made his displeasure perfectly clear to the heads of promotion. That'd be Adby and DeLuca. Though Warner spokespeople deny it, the Z-Man reportedly fumed at them during the meeting in New York where they were debriefed about the Joker 2 disaster. According to Puck, their insider, this incident spells the beginning of the end for Adby and DeLuca. Sure, and Kathleen Kennedy too. Why not? Let's just throw her in there. Who will be replacing them is a question. But the Z-Man apparently has the answer. He didn't have to look far. Conjuring producer and current DC studio executive, the Safran, was named the heir apparent in Puck's report. Z-Man has been said to leaning towards replacing them with Peter Safran, the co-chair and co-CEO of DC Studios. But simultaneously, there are rumors that the Z-Man will initiate a search for new leadership, or it all just goes down in flames and he sells stuff off left and right, which is Bear's opinion here. So, lobotomies, 2 for 1 at the Warner Brothers lot. Get them while the getting's good. Yeah, let's sell off our Looney Tunes movie and spend $200 million on a Joker 2 movie that nobody goes sees. The question for someone else would keep the the quest for someone else would keep the status quo at DC Studios safe for the moment, with Superman on the horizon. They don't need any more major shakeups, as the movie is enough of a burden, with everything internal writing on it, literally everything, the entire kitchen sink. We'll go back to it here. They didn't even produce how much the budget is for Superman. There are rumors based on some reports, tax filings out of, I believe it was England. They might have been doing it at Pinewood Studios or somewhere in England somewhere, of around $300+ million for Superman. James Gunn denied that, but James Gunn is a notorious liar. So, yeah, literally, I mean, there's a couple other movies out there, but I mean, if you start stringing up some losses there, it's not going to be fun times at the Warner Brothers lot. But if the Safran does move up in the world, James Gunn might need a new partner to run the business side of DC. However, there's also the odd chance Gunn runs things by himself, while Safran takes over Warner Bros. I doubt that. If that happens, it will mean the duo winds up running the whole show. Good God. Lobotomies, 2 for 1. Get them while the getting's good. While the getting's good, people. We know that's not a comforting thought to a lot of our readers, but it would still be an intriguing outcome just for the sake of seeing how it plays out. Sure. Yeah, I don't think that would work at all. I definitely do not think that putting the Safran in charge of everything is going to, unless you want like 12 Conjuring movies every year. I mean, he might make some money, yes, but, it's not going to be in the range of, like a surefire box office hit out there for sure. So there you go. And also, from Bounding into Comics, Insider claims the fate of DC and Warner Brothers hangs in the balance if Superman is not successful, which Bear's been keeping an eye on as well here. We keep hearing that Warner Brothers is on such shaky ground that it might cease to exist as we know it as an independent entity and one of the pillars of Hollywood. A new report says. Let's see. That's a new report. A new insider report says that's definitely true, but they have a ray of hope, people. Superman is up in the sky to save the day. That's Warner Brothers' hope anyways, as nothing is really assured or that simple, people. According to Puck News, which, by the way, 4-1. All right. Man, I'm missing the game here. Who allegedly has insider knowledge of the system. The studio is putting all their chips, literally all of their chips, people. I mean, even the potato chips. They're just shoving the Lays onto the table. Whatever they got, man. Whatever they got behind Superman and James Gunn. Which that's what you get to look forward to. Lovely shots like that of a very tiny Superman that you can barely see in some sort of Adobe After Effects, very terrible looking monster. God, just the whole framing. I pardon Bear for 1 second here as Bear scrolls through the images here of just like first year film school framing here. This is just not the horrible Superman face controversy as well. I don't. It might do well, people, but man, it just doesn't look good. But that's not just the Man of Steel they're banking on. The Z-Man has mentioned in the past Warner put a high value on DC IP as the whole, as Bear has said, and from Bounding into Comics as well. Gotta give them credit there. But this is Bear's opinion for the past 2 years that Probably, they will be selling off, Warner Brothers will be selling off DC. Especially Superman, what did we say last time? It only had 9-10 years left in the IP. So they've got maybe, let's just say Superman's successful, saves the day. They've got 2, possibly 3. It would really be a stretch. I would say 2. Make it a trilogy. Movies they would have to be make before the IP goes out, and then you're in deep doo-doo, people. Very, very deep doo-doo. Very deep doo-doo. Great to have Sam here. How have you been? Nothing is surefire. They have to take chances now and again. Yeah, that's why. Listen, I'm not against the Mickey 17 movie. It's just they spent way too much money on it, thinking that some Oscar winner that, people aren't really that well aware of, what's his name, Bong something or another. They're not really that well aware of him or his, he's only got a couple movies under his belt. So, here's $100 million. Go have fun with it. Sure, you might get some interesting stuff, but it might not make a whole lot of money. So, Yeah, I'm not against them taking risks out there, but Superman, that ain't it, man. That ain't it. So we'll see. They want Superman to be the money-making attraction that it used to be so they can be the kingpins of major blockbusters and superhero cinema with a leg up over Marvel. Pucker reports, meanwhile, Gunn and the Saffron are busy with a little project of their own. Superman, July release has now taken on almost incalculable importance to Warner Brothers. If Warner's can't finally make the DC franchise works, there's a genuine fear the studio will go the way of Fox. Oh, man. Which was swallowed up by Disney in 2019. I don't think that's the case. I think that they could sell off DC and make enough money off of that to keep them going for, a couple years. They wouldn't have the draw. They would have failed twice at trying to make a superhero universe, which always seemed dumb. Just put out Superman, see how well it does, and just make it a Superman movie. They crammed like 5 different, upcoming movies that they want to be putting out, all these characters in the movie, and if Superman doesn't work out, then none of those other movies are going to work either. So just make their version of Iron Man first, and then maybe have a teaser at the very end like they did in that movie, and then see how it goes. And if it doesn't go well, then don't put all your eggs in that basket. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Pardon me, people. The pollen is getting a beer here. DC is an important component to the stock price, which could tumble if the brand proves irrecoverably unviable. Woo, that's a tongue twister. That's why you got bear here. Oh, professional bear sometimes. An essential element of the stock price is believing that the IP of DC is meaningful. And if it's not, well, what else do you got? What else? You got Mickey 17? That ain't gonna hold a candle. The Z-Man's big bet is they can show the world that the DC IP can have real value, which, again, I think they're taking it and saying, yeah, it's got real value. Now, how much would you pay for it? I think is the key there. Superman is the first movie that will set the tone. They have a tremendous amount riding on it. Staggering amount of pressure on Saffron, and especially Gunn. He's under the gun, who is directing. But if the movie doesn't work, at least no one can say it's Mike. They're talking about DeLuca or Pam Abiley's fault. Talking about the previous story here where they might be canned. They're saying, hey, it ain't their fault. It's all on the Saffron and Gunn. So if they get rid of DeLuca and Abbey and promote Saffron and then Superman fails, and the only one that's got his fingerprints on that is Saffron and maybe Gunn, where are you going to go from there? I don't know, man. Marketing for Superman has been lackluster, aside from the trailer and its record-breaking traffic, which, okay, you got record-breaking traffic, but it was like, it was fine, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Frankly, the Puppy Bowl is not the Super Bowl. Although, to be fair, ad space during the big game didn't help the Flash. Maybe Gunn and Saffron and Zaz are playing it smart by doing the opposite of expectations. Or not. Or not. Lobotomies 2 for 1 on the Warner Brothers light. Come on out and check it out, people. Come on out and check it out. Which, by the way, speaking of Puppy Bowl, I would be remiss. Amy, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up my cat memes. Gotta bring up the old cat memes just for Amy out here. Amy says, true, don't be too foolish with your big budgets. Or, if you're going to spend a lot of money on something, make sure that it is something that people are interested in. And something that you can explain to people relatively easy. Jurassic Park. It's about dinosaurs in a theme park that it goes awry. Oh, okay, yeah, I can picture that in my head. Mickey 17. It's about a clone that's on an alien planet that keeps dying in humorous ways. Oh, okay. All right, we'll go with that. Yeah. No, I would say concept. Make sure the concept is good and don't just, hey, here's an Oscar winner. Hey, here's a famous actor. Let's just throw something together and, all the rubes will go out and see it, for crying out loud. Not at all. Not at all. Pardon me. The pollen, people. The pollen, it's getting to bear here. Sam asked a great question. Who would buy DC? And who would do a good job? The thought is that somebody like Amazon, Apple, I don't know, maybe somebody like Netflix, probably one of the streamers or tech companies out there that's like again, Apple, let's just say, for example, that's, hey, they've got a good slate of programming there, but they might need something to draw people in. Severance, it took, 3 years between seasons there, so they need a little bit more there to keep people interested. So one of the streaming services, possibly, just somebody with big pockets, essentially, that bears guesstimation on this whole thing. The whole brand new James Gunn DC universe is essentially, it's kind of a turnkey operation. So essentially, they're setting it up. Okay, here's our Superman. Not here's our Batman. They still can't figure that one out. Poor Robert Pattinson's going to be an old man by the time the next one comes out, if it does come out. Here's our Wonder Woman, for example. They don't even have Wonder Woman. They've got a bunch of weird stuff. Suicide Squad, whatever the hell. Here's all our stuff. Here's our upcoming lineup that we have. Here's all our writers and directors and actors that we have lined up. It's a ready-to-go turnkey operation. You, Amazon, you, Apple, you, whoever, if you buy this now at the right price, you're going to have something that's going to take you for the next 10 years. Which is going to need to, because the Superman property runs out in 10 years. So, who would buy DC? Probably one of those deep-pocketed tech companies, possibly. I mean, it's not without the realm of possibility of somebody like a Paramount or, MGM is now Amazon. Maybe one of the other studios, they could take a crack at it as well. You never know. Who knows? Maybe Disney buys it. It's all comics all the time over at Disney. You never know. But it could be one of those. Isn't there a cat with red powering? There's one with a red scarf around his neck there. If that helps. No, those are just our lovely memes that I try to put up every once in a while, people. Try to put up every once in a while. All right. I don't know. Do we talk about Snow White? I don't know. Here's Bear. I don't know why that's the first thing I saw. Little people have problems with Snow White, and regular size people, and plus size people as well. Here's my interpretation. Snow White's going to do okay. I don't think it's going to bomb. I don't think it might do really well. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Disney with their live action stuff, they don't do too bad. They don't do too bad. So I would say it's possible they could do fine. I think everybody looking for gloom and doom out there, I think, is a little off base. I don't think a lot of people are tuned in, to all the sort of backstage drama that's going on and everything. So I think Snow White's going to do fine. I don't think it's going to do terrible. I don't think it's going to do great. I think they'll make their money and then some, and that'll be that. And everybody will forget about Rachel Ziegler and all the other stuff that's going on. Snow White slammed by Little Women LA guest co-star. They couldn't even get the regular Little Women. They had to find a guest co-star. There we go. Let's find the littlest person out there and let them tell us how they've been overlooked. For crying out loud. Which, by the way, pardon Bear for 1 second as he goes off topic here. Amy, help Bear out in this impromptu fashion show. Where do the little people go to find clothes like that? I mean, I wouldn't imagine that they, go to the kids aisle for stuff like. I hope not. I hope they don't. Where do you go to find like a small cocktail dress? In size extra, extra, extra small. I have no idea. Like, where do you... Like, they've got the men's big and tall stores out there. Do they got the little and tiny store? Do they got the small and short store? I have no idea. You probably overlook it all the time at, your local mall. I don't know. Probably order the stuff on the internet, says Sam. Yeah, okay. I can see that. God, they look ugly. God, the CG just looks terrible. They should have just hired the guest co-star lady, Snow White, and the 7 Dwarves, who are all guys. But yeah, let's have a black tiny woman in there instead of the... Okay, sure, whatever. And this poor fella, oh my God, he's got the duel of both being short and bald at the same time. Poor fella. I'm not disappointed in Disney. I'm disappointed in the world, they said. That about says it. I don't know. I don't need to go through this one, do I? It'll do okay. I don't need the clicks. Friggin' Snow Beige. It's gonna be terrible. It ruined my childhood. Blah, 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 blah. She looks okay. I think it's fine. Oh my God. You think you're safe, people. You think you're safe, and then you scroll down and then you see a Peter Dinklage just stared right back into your soul. And a little scary, people. A little scary. So let me get off of this one because I got a feel-good story of the day for you good people. From Fox News. MSNBC host reveals he's taken a week off, citing exhaustion. I'm exhausted from Trump's presidency. This is day 52. I thought it was day 92, said Larry O'Donnell from Hannah Perrick over at Fox News. Which, I think he's an actor. I don't know how he became like a news person. I think he was like an actor at one point. And then they says, listen, you look good on the big screen. Why don't you come on over to MSNBC and hang out? Okay. Amy says, if you have the money, just get something custom made. Gosh darn it. Go to your tailor and says, hey, I like that dress. Just make it like a quarter that size. Okay. All right. If I had to guess, you'd probably just mod a tunic top. Just sew it up. Make sure that it's the right size for you. You don't want it to be oversized and, tripping over everything as your dress is way too big for your tiny, tiny little body. Tiny little body. They really missed out on having Mike Miller as be one of the little dwarves out there. They really missed out. Would have been some great inclusion out there. Pardon me. Pollen, people. Pollen. I apologize. MSNBC host Larry O'Donnell revealed on Wednesday night he was exhausted. Oh, man, I'm exhausted by covering President Trump. And then he was taking a week off from his hosting show, The Last Word, lamenting that it was only day 52 of Trump's second term. Well, you got another 1,000 odd days left to go, Larry. Another 1,000 left to go. I know you've pledged to cover and be here for the first 100 days of the Trump presidency. Yay! I hope you noticed that I did not make the same pledge. Larry told MSNBC's Rachel Maddow. Who the hell is that? Oh, that fell up there. Okay. MEOW, who usually hosts her show once a week. Wow. Wow, they're working hard over there at MSNBC. Recently committed to hosting her daily program daily. Well, good for her for 100 days. Well, that fella sure is working hard out there. This is day 52. I thought it was day 92. It turns out it's day 52, Rachel, and I'm exhausted at day 52. So I'm going to take the next week off. I'm telling you that now because I don't know, because I know you don't like it when I just drift away. Larry, if you want to drift away like a piece of wood, it's fine by bear. Not gonna be worried about it. I'm just gonna take the next week off, then I can come back and go with you all the way to the 100 days. Maybe not. We all tell each other, you have to take care of yourself. You've got to pace yourself. You got to be in this for the long haul against Trump and Musk. So I can hold against you, but I'm very sad, said Meadow. Jokingly asked, can I go with you? Larry, can I go with you, Larry? No. You said 100 days. You said 100 days. You can't. 100 days, fella. Hey, listen, pal, you said 100 days. You better stay here. I'm Larry O'Donnell. I'm getting the heck out of here, man. Getting the heck out of Dodge here. After his announcement, and back and forth with Matt L., O'Donnell turned to Trump. He's insane, he says. I just can't take it. I can't take another 50-odd days of this. I just can't take it. Look at that face. Look at that just mean-spirited spittle coming off the... was this the guy that had the hammering? Was this the guy that had the hammering going on and he just couldn't take it and he like literally lost it? I want to say it was taped. I think it was taped. It could have been live. It was pretty funny. He's like, somebody stop the hammering out there. I can't take it anymore. Somebody needs to start hammering again, I tell you. Good job, Larry. Good job, Larry. He can't work a normal job schedule for a month without vacation. Amy, he has a show once a week for an hour. It's 1 hour. It's not like he's breaking rocks. I mean, it's not like he's, shoveling crap or anything like that. He reads off of a teleprompter for an hour. It's not that hard. Like I said, he's a former actor, so, reading teleprompters is a breeze. Trump's insane. Wow, yeah, that took a lot of work, man. Can you believe this Trump fella? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's about it. I think they just work themselves up into a frenzy so much that it's just like you just can't keep topping like craziness. Like when you hit 100% bug-eyed, 110% ain't gonna do much better for you. And so America, it is at this hour contemplating the 52nd day of having President of the United States whose brain does not work, says Larry O'Donnell, professional teleprompter reader who just can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. Donald Trump's brain is broken, badly damaged, and he exhibits every day. Well, that's because that one lady hit him on the head with the boom mic. And once again, today, Donald Trump said something that would have gotten any other president rushed to the hospital for a neurological examination. Probably says, no men and women's sports or something. Evaluation for dementia for starters. That's where they would have begun, he said, referring to Trump's comments about Chucky Schumer. Old Palestine Chuck out there. Who, if I recall, old Palestine Chuck got taken to the cleaners just the other day. Pretty good for a dementia patient, I gotta say. Not bad. Not bad there, Chucky. Not bad. Or Larry. Not Chucky. That's the senator from Palestine. O'Donnell notably interviewed former quote-unquote President Biden right before he left office, during which he lauded Biden and his politics. You, sir, combined domestic policy and foreign policy in a way that I'd never heard another president do. Yeah, terribly, awfully, like, legendarily bad. Jimmy Carter died knowing that he's, like, not, like, the worst president in the world. So, there you go. O'Donnell also said Biden had the largest list of domestic achievements that he could think of. Yeah, like cocaine in the White House and pooping himself and having to read literal cards when he's calling on other reporters at the White House. And, you know, having things like AutoPen sign everything that he did. And, no, he's not crazy. He's not dementia. Well, okay, he's a little bit dementia. Yeah, he's got a bunch of dementia. He needs to get out of there. Yeah, that Joe Biden. Which, by the way, have we heard or seen anything from Joe Biden? Can we do a life check on the former quote-unquote president, Joe Biden? Just want to make sure he's still out there. I mean, you know, he's not mort, as they say. Not mort. So, great job, Larry. Larry, great job there, Larry, and this other fella. Larry, you're doing just fine, Larry. Amy asks, I wonder if he's taking a vacation somewhere without extradition laws. I don't have the camera on, Amy, but I'm touching my nose here. Touching the old nose here, Amy. I think you're definitely on to something there with old Larry O'Donnell. I'll have to find that video where he's talking about the hammers. I'm pretty sure it was him. Might have been somebody else, but yeah, they had him. I always remember him and Bill O'Reilly. Damn it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live, darn it. We'll do it live, which is what we do here, people. Every Wednesday and Saturday evening, we do it live, people. Whether there's hammering going on or not, we try and do it every Wednesday and Saturday evening. That would be barely live. And then we also do, starting up on Monday and Tuesdays, a little show called the Chat Council, playing a game called Civilization, having fun with that. So if you haven't gotten to check that out, come on by, hang out with Old Bear. You don't have to know anything about the game. We just have a whole lot of fun out there. So, Amy says Biden called on people. Hold on just one second. The pollen. The pollen, Amy, I apologize. Biden called on people who were known to be many years dead during press events. Well, that's because they voted for him. That's what made people think he needed extra exams for dementia. Stand up, Chuck. Stand up, Chuck. Salute the Marines. What was the one where he was like, it was like stand here or stop or something like that. Pause. He was literally reading the stage directions. Like, okay, all right. Old Dr. Jill Biden hanging on. Like, whatever you do, don't fall. You're my meal ticket. Joe, you're my meal, and I'm a doctor, so I know all about it. So, yeah, there you go. There you go, old Joe Biden. Wherever he might be residing, whether it's above ground or below ground, we will. We need to do a life check on old Joe Biden, see if he's still around, still alive out here, people. Once again, people, want to thank each and every one of you for showing up with Old Bear here as he battles through the sinuses, people. I tell you, I want to thank everybody out there. It's been tough on the old throat out here, people, but we made it do. Hammering or no hammering, I don't need a week off. I just need to get rid of all this gosh darn pollen, people. Gosh dang it. So want to thank Amy, Melissa as well out there. Sam, great to have you around. Come on back. P-Money enjoying his hockey game as well. And of course, all of our Russian bots and lurkers. But you know what, people? All this talk about taking a week of vacation has made bear hungry, so he's gonna head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrrr. Night, everyone.